Hello people. Today I'll be showing off a little gameplay of a river tile in Bloons Monkey City. And a DDT one to boot, so... yeah, let's get this started. Yes, in one of my other videos I saw someone in the comment section request that I do a river or a lake tile. Mainly because a key point of my strategy normally involves ninjas and the bomb towers, but because river and lake tiles span those two, I can't use them, and I figured I'd take up this request because it'd be interesting to see what I can do without those two towers. And I was going through the strategy a little bit. I start off with the factory, or spike factory, whatever you want to call it. I always start off with that thing. It never fails me. Sometimes. And then I get a 1-3 Buccaneer. Now I get up to 2-3 simply because the longer range really isn't that necessary, at least in my opinion. And then I get this here Dartling gun. I like to normally get 2 Dartling guns up to a 2-1. That normally does the trick for the early rounds, including the Moab, so yeah, there's that. And then from there I like to get a village, place that underneath all the Dartlings and Buccaneers. Get that up to 2-1 right away, because that helps a bunch. And then shortly after, I start saving up for that Super Monkey. And then I get that Super Monkey up to a Plasma. And then once I save up a little bit more cash, I sell the Dartlings, get it up to Robo Monkey, sell the Buccaneer, and get the village up to Camo Detection. And then from there, I do a little farming with the farms in this game. Get a little extra cash, and then start building up more defense from there, and that normally works out for me pretty well. There are times where I wind up screwing up, or I just do something reckless, but yeah. Okay, now that I pretty much explained the strategy more or less, what to talk about now? Trying to think. Oh yes, the Dartlings. I will say this, I don't really like using the Dartlings much in this game. I mean, with how I'm explaining, a key point of the strategy is the Dartlings. I honestly just don't like using them much. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're a fine tower, and they're great for all kinds of situations. I mean, I've seen lots of videos where people do all kinds of insane things with the Dartlings, but it's just something I prefer not to use. I'm not trying to, say, hey, it's a horrible tower, don't use it. I'm not saying it's something that I prefer not to use. If you want to use the Dartlings for all your strategies and everything, that's perfectly fine. You can probably find tons better use for it than I probably ever will. But I will admit, for lake and river tiles, I do find them pretty useful. Well, first Moab. Yeah, with these Dartlings, they do make mincemeat at the Moabs fairly quickly, so I gotta give them credit there. Oh yes, the Buccaneer. Let's talk about that real fast. Don't really use the Buccaneers much, simply because I prefer not to do lake and river tiles often, and those are the only 2 maps you can really use it on, so I really have no choice but not to use them unless I do a tile with like a river. But for the times I do use it, I gotta say it's pretty darn good in this game. I mean, the Tier 3 boat, the cannon ship to be exact, it's really great for splash damage and just overall crowd control. Not too great for Moabs, but if you bunch up a whole bunch of 1 or 2, 3 boats, they can actually take those out fairly easily too. The other Tier 3, the Destroyer, don't really use that one for too much, but when I do, it's actually pretty good for destroying Moabs, simply due to the amount of projectiles it shoots out. So if you combine both the Tier 3s for the Buccaneers, it's actually a pretty solid combo. I've used it a few times before myself. Not just simply for this strategy, because it's more effective for me. But that's a strategy I would recommend checking into, though. In case this strategy doesn't work out for you, or you like using Dartlings less than I do. I mean, yeah. Man, I don't like talking much. Simply because it acts up my asthma after a while. I can't talk for extremely long periods of time, or else I get worn out really quickly. Granted, it's not that big of a deal or anything, just not used to it. Oh yeah, but yeah, when you get the jungle drums, it really does help out a lot. I mean, that Dartling boat shoots super fast. I mean, you saw what he did to that Moab right there. That was just amazing. Anyway, almost getting close to the Super Monkey. Now, you could say that Super Monkey isn't really that good until it gets up to Plasma, and okay, I gotta be honest, I can agree there. But one thing it's good at, though, before it gets there is how good it is at taking out just Moabs, like ripping off the shells of the Moabs. Not great at taking out the stuff under it, but for just Moabs in general, it's not too bad. Alright, time to get that up to laser vision soon. There we go. Laser vision. Kind of a bit of an underrated upgrade, I guess you could say. I mean, it's what some people consider to be a stepping stone to plasma, and yeah, I can agree to that for the most part. I mean, it does give it a little extra popping power and the ability to pop frozen balloons. Man, it shoots slightly faster, so it really is an improvement to just the 0-0 Super Monkey, but this thing doesn't get good until you get up to plasma, like, really good. Of course, if you play Blown Star Defense 5, anyone would be able to guess that, so let's see, what else can I talk about? Oh yes, the Spike Factory. Granted, in my strategy, I hardly ever upgrade the Spike Factory, actually. I mean, I know the further upgrades for it are pretty good, but it's just a path that I don't choose to really use. Like, I've heard from a lot of people that, using the Moab Shredder's upgrade for it excels greatly at taking out Moab class balloons, including those ever troublesome DDTs. Granted, I hardly ever use the upgrade, actually. Not because I'm like so good I don't need the upgrade, it's just, well, did how my strategy works, it just doesn't really fit in there, but who knows, today I might try it out, actually, give it a shot. Because from what I've heard, it's very, very good, and I can believe that. I mean, especially since the buff it got a few months ago. Its price was originally 5,000, but it got decreased to 3,000. Plus now the spikes deal 4 times damage to Moabs, not just 3 times, so yeah, that's quite a huge buff. Anyway, it's time. Alright, let's do this. Anyway, now that I got the robo, it's farming time. Note to self, don't use that term again. Farming time. Whew. Oh, one thing I do like about the River Tile maps is that farming is significantly easy here, simply due to the fact that farms are very cheap on these maps. So, you know, that's a huge plus in my opinion. Well, for if you like farming a lot, then yes, that is a huge plus. So anyway, when it comes to farming, I don't recommend you go overboard with it. Seeing as how it's only 30 rounds, so you can only get so much profit from these things. Plus, some of the later rounds can wind up taking a turn for the worse. And if you ever feel you're in danger or things just start to look dangerous, stop farming and buy some defense. Or if things get really bad, sell some of the farms or even all of them and beef up that defense. It doesn't matter how much you farm, what matters is getting out alive. Not being serious, get out alive. Anyway, after I get this farm going, I think I'll save up for an Arctic Wind. Arctic Wind's great in all of the current Bloon Star Defense games, in my opinion. It's great in Bloon Star Defense 5, it's great in Bloon Star Defense Battles, and it's great in this game. Granted, the only upgrade I really use for the Ice Star is the Arctic Wind. I don't really use the other ones much, really. I've heard they're pretty good, and I've especially heard of Ice Shards being good, but you know, I've tried using the Ice Shards multiple times in this game, I really have, but I'm just not seeing what other people are seeing with it. Like, I just can't see it being that great. I mean, not trying to sound arrogant here or anything, but it's just, I mean, it's a possibility. I'm just not using it right. That is a very likely possibility, but who knows? But all I know is I prefer the Arctic Wind. I mean, I prefer the idea of it just pretty much slowing down balloons to a complete stop, and instead of completely annihilating them with the ice shards. Just my preference, really. I mean, anyway, the DDT will be coming soon. That balloon normally appears by like around 24, I believe. Sometimes it can appear a round or two sooner, so keep that in mind. Anyway, now. Okay, last farm for now. Yeah, I think just last farm in general. Time to start saving up for another Robo Monkey. Yeah, let's get that. Let's see, good placement. There we go. And underneath the range of the village too. Perfect. Anyway, if anybody noticing that the video might be lagging slightly, I'm terribly sorry about that. But every time I load up my video recording footage stuff, everything on my computer seems to lag up a little, but I never see it lag up on anything else, I swear. Doesn't seem to lag when I play multiple games at once, or anything like that. It's just when I use the recording software. Guess it must just take up a lot of processes on my computer or something. But, yeah, I'm still trying to look into better ways to record, you know, with less lag and better quality and stuff like that, so once I figure something out, I'll start using that method ASAP. So until then, terribly sorry for the inconvenience. Whew. Still though, I gotta say though, strategy-wise for this game, I'm amazed at some of the stuff a lot of the people can come up for it. Like, I'm a regular goer on the forum community, one of the forum moderators actually, and I look on the Balloons Monkey City general thread a lot, and I gotta say, a lot of people come up with some really good stuff. Some of their strategy, even I use from time to time, it's that good. Like all kinds of crazy ways to use the ice tower, planes, glue, juggernaut towers, dartlings. I mean, if you're not part of the forum community or you don't look at those threads often, I'd suggest checking it out. You can find some really good stuff in there. Yeah, so I really like this game, though. I think I actually like it even more than Balloon Tower Defense 5. Granted, it is kind of a bit of a bold claim, because Balloon Tower Defense 5 is an amazing game. But honestly, you know, in terms of, like, replayability and just how interesting it can be, I prefer Balloons Monkey City, because due to the round generator in this game, every game is truly different in some way. Like, if I were to replay this map right now, every single round can wind up being drastically different. Perhaps that might not make a huge change in my strategies, and other times it'll force me to try something entirely different. And I was like, it's quite amazing. Granted, there are times where I feel the round generator can really screw you over, especially on the more tougher maps, but yeah, that's a form of gameplay I just generally accept. Not to mention, pretty much every time I screw up, it's only because I feel it's my fault, not because the game screwed me over or something like that. But that's just me. I could easily be wrong about that. Man, I say that a lot, don't I? I can easily be wrong about that, but I just don't like giving 100% on anything. Is that, oh crap, DDT. Oh, hey, look, those robot monkeys just eat that up. That was beautiful. Actually, you know what? After I get this last Robo Monkey going, perhaps I'll try out the Moab Shredders. I'm open to trying out new strategies, so I should do that. Apparently, I've heard they're great for Moabs and whatnot. Well, DDTs in particular. Anyway, now. Oh man, it's the OMG. Well, actually, in reality, from what I hear, well, from my experiences, I've not once, never found the ZOMG to be a threat. Not once. Oh, terribly sorry about that. I'll probably cut that out. Got interrupted by the phone. Okay, where was I? Oh yes, that's right, ZOMG. Gotta be honest, not once did I ever found the ZOMG to really be a threat in this game. I mean, don't get me wrong, the huge health bar is quite threatening. I mean, it takes a while for it to be cut down, be taken down and whatnot. But overall, though, by the time I faced the ZOMG, I've never really felt I never had enough stuff to take it down. I mean, I'm way more threatened by the balloons in the more early rounds, simply because sometimes I don't have enough defense to take those down, and you know, that could wind up ending bad. Anyway, time to keep my word and get those Moab Shredders. Give those a fair chance. I mean, said I hardly ever use them, so saving up for it now. But yeah, I find the DDT to be a way huger threat in this game. I mean, at least in my opinion. I mean, the health isn't really an issue, it's just how fast that thing can be. And the fact that only certain towers can hit it, that can be a bit of a nuisance. Although with the Monkey Intelligence BR upgrade, that isn't an issue, but that still brings me back to how fast it can be. Now that speed is ridiculous. It's as fast as a pink balloon, I believe. I think that was confirmed a while back. But yeah, as fast as a pink balloon. And the pink balloon is the fastest balloon in the game, people. I mean, that's pretty dangerous when you really think about it. Oh man, fast round. No, when a round goes by very quickly, I get tons of cash like that. Ooh, big BFB rush. Anyway, yeah, around 29, I normally like to just sell everything and use that to buy more stuff, simply because no, I mean, it's just what I do, really. Anyway, okay, I gotta say, well, it's kind of hard to tell what the Mouse is being useful because of, you know, how fast Royal Monks do. Oh crap, they took out those DDTs pretty quickly. Oh, that's pretty good. Alright, let's see how good it does. Holy crap, that did a lot towards the ZOMG. Okay, I gotta admit, I've definitely underestimated these things. That was pretty good. Yeah, I think I might start using them more in the future. Might, I mean. Well, for, River and Lake Towers, I think I'll start using them more often, actually. Anyway, that was the last level, actually. Okay, should I show off my city real fast? Nah, not this time. I'll save it for another time. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. I hope you had a good time watching this video. Hope I didn't bother anyone with my commentary. Haven't exactly been speaking well these past few days, but yeah, thank you for watching. Have a good day. See y'all in the future.